Hello, this is Turk72, and today we are doing another car camera review of the Jumbl rear view mirror cam. So again, it says Jumbl, and let's go ahead and start. So I was really excited when I first got this camera. So I really liked it because there was a camera on each side that you can turn in a variety of directions. And this is a 720p camera, but the picture is very good. It's excellent. It has a nice wide angle view, and everything's very vibrant and shows up very easily. So again, it has the clip on to your rear view mirror. You can move these things up to adjust for the size of your mirror, but do keep in mind you need to have a rectangular shaped mirror for it to stay on correctly. If you have a rounded mirror, or if you have something that has a hump on your mirror in this area, then this clips may not work. So yeah, so you can have a camera that shoots ahead and behind, or you can move them to both go forward if you want. You have a really good wide view. It does have a little bit of darkening to it. Well, it's significantly darkened, which I personally don't like, but it is doable. So it also has a motion activated function to show you can leave it even when the car is off, and it will run off the battery. So but to me, when I used it, it seemed to be pretty much on all the time, and if your car is not configured right, it may drain your own battery in your car. So after it runs through the internal battery, it may go to the battery in your car, depending on how your outlets are set up and how your car is set up. So to me, it was recording things all the time, even in the dark in my garage. The motion thing was going off almost all the time, and so that's one of the bad points of this camera. Unfortunately, the biggest bad point of the camera is that it did not last very long. So as soon as the weather hits around 100 degrees, the car camera started to fail. Things started to get choppy, and it started failing, and it did not last long after that. And I do not park my car in the sun very often, and when I do use a sun visor shade. But I had this one event where I did have to park out in the heat, and it was approximately 100 degrees. I had to park outside for about 5 hours, and I did have my sunshade up and everything. But after that day, a few days later, this camera was kaput. Otherwise, I really like this camera. I don't want it to necessarily discourage you, especially if you live in a more temperate climate than I do. This camera could be very good, which is why I'm reviewing it. So didn't work out for me as far as longevity, but it might work for you. Who knows? So the card slot goes in there. It's kind of small. I do prefer the ones that have the regular size, the full size card slot, and either use an adapter or whatever. I don't have the fattest thumbs, but it is kind of hard to go in there and get it out. And if you have to use a tool to get it out, you risk damaging your card. So here's the cable that comes with it. It is very long. It doesn't have a splitter on it, but what it does have is this button that you can press on and off to activate your camera. So then you're not wearing out your socket putting this thing in and out, you can just press the button and be done with it. So that's my review on the Jumbl camera. So if you have a car camera that you particularly like, please let me know. I'm always out in the market for a better one. So, and that's it. Alright, Mr. Trick 72 out.